The news in detail. The Ministry of External Affairs reacted to US President Donald Trump's recent allegation that American aid funds were being used to interface in India's electoral process, calling it information released by the US administration deeply troubling. The Ministry of External Affairs stated that the matter raised concerns about the foreign interference in India's internal affairs and confirmed that relevant departments and agencies were investigating it. As we all know that yesterday Donald Trump in a press conference said that he will be curbing all the foreign aids so that the internal budget will be increased. Kindly note that he made severe allegations on the Indian electoral system and also the US aid as why it should aid India $21 million. Because he even used one strong word that India is highly taxable country. He even further added that India is having a very good prime minister and he is having a very high regard on both India and its prime minister. And indirectly he even said that this particular amount is used to change the voter turnout or rather increase the voter turnout to alter the election results. Now what exactly this mean is a question. Why? Because altering the candidate, he said that he wants someone else to elect, means probably he is indirectly quoting one particular thing that probably some force is getting help so that Narendra Modi would be defeated, and they had sought US aid and Biden administration indirectly supported it. Now why will Biden administration indirectly support any other person instead of Narendra Modi is one particular question. And since very long time in the parliament, we all are seeing that Congress is getting funds from George Soros is the main allegation done by the ruling party BJP. George Soros is a very influential person who definitely changes the economy, who is the person who is having the capability of altering the economic policies and even the imports and exports. Thereby, he influences the total overall economy of so many countries. And he is indirectly considered as one of the notorious persons in firms in deciding the economic policies of the country. Means he will indirectly hit the business of the country, and because of George Soros, in the immediate past, few countries have struggled a lot. And this is highlighted by the ruling BJP party and questioned the authenticity of the Congress party, that why they are getting funding from the George Soros party. In turn, Rahul Gandhi many times said that during the election campaign that he is very much pressured by the ruling BJP party, because the ruling BJP party at the time of elections when money is very much needed has freezed the accounts of the Congress party, and which is considered as one of the most unethical thing in the democracy. Now, Congress in this entire issue is very much quiet. And one thing we have to notice, one thing, that just before Joe Biden was quitting, George Soros was given the presidential medal. Why George Soros is given the presidential medal is another controversial thing, because frankly speaking, even the Americans do not feel George Soros as a very great business person who could improve United States. He is not having such a good reputation even in the common American public. Why Joe Biden has to give the presidential medal to George Soros just before he was quitting is a very controversial thing. And during the previous Biden administration only, the Hindenburg report also targeted the Adani group in so many ways. Initially, when the Hindenburg report has come out, we all know that Adani shares are completely washed out, and Adani shares and the shareholders have lost in billions of Indian rupees. The stock market has washed out to some extent, but later on, when Hindenburg report released its second report, it did not influence it much. Probably Indians did not trust the Hindenburg report at that particular time, or even the external share market influencers or the external buyers are not so much worried at the Hindenburg report. But whatever has happened, and when The American presidency has changed from Biden to Donald Trump. All of a sudden, Hindenburg also shut his doors. Why George Soros were given so much weightage in the previous Biden administration? Why is he not considered as a good person in the Trump's administration? All of a sudden, why Hindenburg has shut its doors, and why Gautam Adani was very much happy now is all the $1 million questions that are remaining unanswered. Now, even now, Trump is the most influential person in the world as of now. We all know that. But why exactly he did not reveal the entire details is another question. He said that US aid of $21 million is spent to increase the voter turnout to other person's selection. Now, who is the other person's selection? And who is this particular US aid is getting transferred officially is another question. $21 million, frankly speaking, in the country like India, where huge amount of cash officially and even unofficially is spent on campaigns or even the distribution or even through any government schemes, to some extent is a very meager amount. Yes, you heard it right. $21 million, the amount what Donald Trump is saying a huge amount, frankly speaking, is a very small amount in a huge election process of the Indian Parliament elections. But why this $21 million is halted by Donald Trump is yet another question. And why on who is the person who initiated this particular transfer from USA to India to alter this particular election is another thing which is not said by Donald Trump. Initially, when immediately after the parliamentary elections has happened, Elon Musk have also bombed one particular thing, that the EVMs can be easily hacked. If any other person would be saying this, then it wouldn't be matter. But Elon Musk is one particular person who is a gem in electronics and in so many things. He is primarily considered as the owner of Tesla, the world's richest person as of now. Is though he is having so many businesses, he is primarily considered as the owner of Tesla electric vehicles, and even he owns the SpaceX mission also. So a person of his caliber saying that EVMs can be hacked is definitely one particular thing. And later on, now Donald Trump saying that this particular US aid is used to alter the election process is a severe allegation on the Election Commission of India. But is the amount transferred to the Election Commission of India or to any political parties is one thing that to be investigated. And regarding the same, Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Randeep Jaiswal mentioned that it would be premature to make a public comment at this particular stage, but assured that authorities were looking into the issue and would provide an update later on.
On the meeting with the Chinese foreign minister, just a while ago, we had this meeting on the sidelines of the G20 foreign ministers meeting in Johannesburg. External Affairs Minister and Chinese Foreign Minister, His Excellency Wang Yi, met on the sidelines of G20. The meeting lasted for about 30 minutes. The two ministers reviewed developments in our bilateral relationship since their last meeting in November. Specifically, the management of peace and tranquility in border areas, Kailash Mansarovar Yatra resumption, trans-border rivers, flight connectivity and travel facilitation were discussed. There was also an exchange of views on G20 and SCO. So that is to give you a readout of the foreign ministers, external affairs ministers with meeting with the Chinese foreign minister. On the meeting with the Chinese foreign minister, just a while ago, we had this meeting on the sidelines of the G20 foreign ministers meeting in Johannesburg. External affairs minister and on the meeting with the Chinese foreign minister, just a while ago, we had this meeting on the sidelines of the G20 foreign ministers meeting in Johannesburg. External affairs minister and
And that is the clarification of the Ministry of External Affairs. They said that actually it is very much premature to comment on the Trump's allegation that why the $21 million is transferred from US aid to India, and actually who has transferred to whom. So far it is only known that $21 million is given to India to US aid, through US aid. But the thing is actually what are the constraints of the US aid? Has it given to the Indian government, or has it given to the Election Commission of India? And one more thing is, if US aid is given directly to the Election Commission of India, would the government would not be knowing this, because Trump has used one particular word that this particular amount is gone to India because of altering the election process. What exactly is altering the election process? Just to increase, he just given one particular word that to increase the voter turnout. But if voter turnout increases, then would the selection of the Prime Minister be altered altogether is $1 million question, because India is not a small country like any other democracy. India is a very vast country, and recently just 1 or 2 crores, less than 1 billion votes or the 1 billion voters are recorded in India. Does $21 million is sufficient to change the scape of almost billion votes? This is a very huge allegation given by Donald Trump. Now when Donald Trump has completely said that this amount has gone to India, probably he could have clarified to whom it got transferred and who has used this particular amount and on whose instruction this particular amount has gone to India. That clarification he has not given. Now today, in complete day, normal basis, when there were no allegations at all, the ruling party alleges Congress that it is getting help from George Soros, and in turn the opposition alleges the ruling party that they are winning the elections through the EVM by altering the Election Commission of India with the help of Adani and Ambani. But very strangely, since yesterday, no fightings are happening between the ruling party and the opposition party. But only in one press conference, the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Gaurav Bhatia, said that it is proven that Congress party is using the external forces so that they could come to power rather than fighting themselves with their own power in defeating Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He used generic powerful words that Rahul Gandhi and even the Congress party, rather than depending on their own strength, they are using the external forces. And he further added one particular thing, that Congress party do not want India to grow, and under the prime ministership of Narendra Modi, India is growing like anything, and this is not getting adjusted by the Congress party, and so they are taking the help of the external forces. This is the allegation, probably only allegation from the ruling party onto the Congress party, because under normal circumstances this could be a huge uproar. But Gaurav Bhatia is the only person officially from the BJP has said this. Nobody, no severe chaos has happened apart from Gaurav Bhatia's allegation. Let's watch what Gaurav Bhatia said.
Leader of opposition, the party in opposition, the Congress party and Rahul Gandhi, who have taken oath under the constitution to preserve the integrity and sovereignty of our country, are indulging in anti-India activities and activating and acting as a stimulus for anti-India forces to interfere in the pure and pristine electoral process of our country. बड़ी लाजमी सी बात है, ऐसा वो क्यों करते हैं? सबसे पहला कारण यह है कि मोदी जी से नफरत करते करते वो अब भारत से नफरत करने लगे, यहां के नागरिकों से वो नफरत करने लगे। मोदी जी को वो अपनी क्षमता से, जो उनकी लोकप्रियता बची नहीं है, उससे हरा नहीं सकते, इसलिए विदेशी ताकतों का वो सहारा लेते हैं। दूसरा, भारत ने नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में देखा है कैसे एक मजबूत, सशक्त, अटल नेतृत्व भारत को मिला है। यह राहुल गांधी को कतई पसंद नहीं है और मैं बड़ी जिम्मेदारी से कहता हूं, इसीलिए राहुल गांधी भारत से, संविधान से, नागरिकों से गद्दारी कर रहे हैं और अभी मैं आपको इसका प्रमाण आगे और दूंगा। तीसरी बात, जो स्थिरता भारत में हमने देखी है पिछले लगभग अब 11 साल होने आए हैं, यह स्थिरता कांग्रेस पार्टी को पसंद नहीं है क्योंकि उनको दलाली की और रिश्वत लेने की आदत पड़ गई थी, जिसका प्रमाण मैं आपके समक्ष रखूंगा। लगभग अब 11 साल होने आए हैं। तो अगर कोई यह समझता है कि वो राहुल गांधी और कांग्रेस पार्टी केवल नरेंद्र मोदी जी से नफरत करते हैं, नहीं, आज उन्हें नफरत है हर उस नागरिक से जो अपना वोट डालकर एक मजबूत सरकार चुनता है। दे आर नॉट, इट इज वरीसम दैट लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन, द पार्टी इन ऑपोजिशन, द कांग्रेस पार्टी एंड राहुल गांधी सरकार चुनता है। दे आर नॉट, इट इज वरीसम दैट लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन।
Now, ever since this particular Trump allegation has come into the picture, we have seen what Ministry of External Affairs has reacted, and we have seen what the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party has reacted. Though particular Bharatiya Janata Party's roar is not that much huge, but yes, they addressed this particular issue through official spokesperson who regularly uses his old way and severely alleges the Congress party. Frankly speaking, there is nothing much more, because the same person or even same official spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party did severely allege Congress party of using the external forces to alter India and even to degrade India in so many ways, and primarily they have taken the name of the George Soros and the Hindenburg report as the prime examples. But when something has come out from the US president itself, Gaurav Bhatia's allegation, which was something which is very much familiar, which is not new, was that enough is one particular thing that definitely comes into the mind of any person. Frankly speaking, even personally, everybody after Trump's allegation has thought that it will be a huge roar, like what happened during the health car scam. Somebody might be losing their share, somebody might be getting so many allegations, and Congress party might be facing so many things on them, was the thing that was anticipated and expected, but only a regular press conference allegation is given. No tweets from the major persons. Frankly speaking, when Mallikarjun Kharge has said that Congress freebies are affecting the economy, this was even highlighted by Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself. But now, even Prime Minister Narendra Modi has not given any official statement. Probably this is what Ministry of External Affairs said, that there should be anything deeper investigation to be done, and any comment as of now is very much premature. And on the other hand, Rahul Gandhi is campaigning in Rai Bareli and even did not counter this particular, though BJP through official spokesperson has said that Trump was meaning Congress party only, because Trump said that they are trying to select another person. So this is what BJP's weapon is. But even strangely, Rahul Gandhi has not uttered anything. He went to his constituency and he simply used normal election campaign like speeches that regarding the unemployment and regarding so many regular problems, but he did not utter anything, he did not counter anything, and even from the Congress party no major person including Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi or Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, has come out in countering the BJP or giving clarification by the American president himself. Let's watch what Rahul Gandhi, though it's not related to this particular topic, let's watch what Rahul Gandhi regularly said in his Raebareli speech.
अंबानी अदानी जैसे अरबपति ये आपको समझना होगा। अगर आप रोजगार चाहते हो तो सबसे पहले दो तीन चीजें होनी पड़ेगी। सबसे पहले जो छोटे व्यापारी हैं, स्मॉल मीडियम बिजनेस वाले हैं, उनको फिर से जीवित करना पड़ेगा, उनको सपोर्ट देनी पड़ेगी, उनकी रक्षा करनी पड़ेगी। दूसरी बात, जीएसटी को बदलना पड़ेगा। तीसरी बात, बैंक के जो दरवाजे हैं जो आज आपके लिए बंद हैं, आप हिंदुस्तान के एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हो, आप लोग छोटे छोटे बिजनेस चला सकते हो, मगर बिना बैंक के आप लोग नहीं कर सकते। इसलिए जब तक आपके लिए बैंक के दरवाजे नहीं खुलेंगे तब तक भी आपको रोजगार नहीं मिल सकता है। आप जाइए, तेलंगाना में जाइए, कर्नाटक में जाइए और देखिए वहां पे कांग्रेस पार्टी सरकार क्या कर रही है। यूपी की सरकार जो है, मुझे दुख होता है ये कहते वक्त, यूपी की सरकार जो है वो बिल्कुल फेल, एक नंबर की, देश की एक नंबर की फेलियर सरकार है। इन लोगों को कुछ काम करना आता नहीं है, आता नहीं है, उल्टी सीधी बात करते रहते हैं। एक ही सवाल है आपके सामने, महंगाई और बेरोजगारी। आपका भविष्य नहीं है, कारण नरेंद्र मोदी की पॉलिसी।
Now, what exactly is the source of all this particular problem? It's only the cash or the cost cutting of Donald Trump, that he is continuously cutting the aid to several foreign countries. And as a part of that, the first time probably, he has cut the aid to India, saying that he is having very much high regard to India and even India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And we all know that Narendra Modi and Donald Trump has just met in Washington few days back. And this is the first ever meeting by Donald Trump with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and Narendra Modi is one of the first international leaders to meet Donald Trump. Of course, Donald Trump has called on Saudi Premier or the Saudi Royal Highness immediately after he has become the king, and he has chosen Saudi Arabia as the venue for the Russia-Ukraine ceasefire talks, and probably he will be meeting the Russian President Vladimir Putin in Saudi Arabia itself, and everything is very much settled. Now, back home, the BJP politicians are calling that Narendra Modi is the only person probably who could stop the war of Russia with Ukraine, and BJP persons, as we all know, that they even in the election campaign said that Narendra Modi has halted the Russia-Ukraine war for one day for the ease of Indian students. Of course, even election Ministry of External Affairs themselves has condemned this particular thing. They still kept on using the same slogan, and they have even produced the advertisements regarding that. But after so much highs, President Donald Trump has chosen Saudi Arabia to be the venue of the talks between him and Russian Premier, and he is even preparing the ground for the ceasefire talks between Russia and Ukraine. Now, all of a sudden, that particular talks also have taken a U-turn when all of a sudden Donald Trump is alleging Ukraine's Premier Vladimir Zelensky as the one who has started the war. Of course, these are all the different stories, and regarding this particular thing, he is meeting and addressing the press on various different issues, and said that the Biden administration, which was very much freely giving all the perks to so many international countries, which is not at all important for United States, and Donald Trump has even alleged that though he is having highest regard for India and Narendra Modi, he is halting and even immediately he has signed to halt the aid to India because calling India is one of the emerging economies and also called India as highly taxable economy, and so there is no need for India to accept the aid, and primarily this particular aid of $21 million has been used to alter the voter turnout so that another person will be elected. It was not clear, but to some extent it is very much evident that this particular amount is used to elections so that another person will be selected. Directly he did not say anything, but one thing which is very strange to America, whether they know or not, $2.21 million or even $2.1 crore is very less amount to alter election turnout in India, because heavy cash will be poured during the election time. Freebies will be announced during the election time, and so many things will be announced. So probably that particular amount which is official to America is sounding huge, because over there probably that much amount will not be invested on the voters, but yes, in India that is definitely a small country, a small amount. So $21 million halting is definitely a thing what United States President Donald Trump has done good to his country, but deeper investigation will be coming out. Now let's watch what actually Donald Trump has said about the US aid, which is the root of all this particular discussion.
What does that mean? $2.3 million for strengthening independent voices in Cambodia. This room, as an example, they pay tremendous amounts of taxes. And here are just a few examples of where your money was going before I came along. These are just some of the, just taken at random. Oh, there are much worse examples than this. I was just looking at them before the speech, and I can tell you they were much worse. And $21 million for voter turnout in India. What do we need to spend $21 million for voter turnout in India? Wow, $21 million. I guess they were trying to get somebody else elected. Well, we ought to tell the Indian government, because when we hear that Russia spent about $2 in our country, it was a big deal, right? They took some internet ads for $2,000. This is a total breakthrough. And at random. Oh, there are much worse examples than this. I was just looking at them before the speech, and I can tell you they were much worse. And there are some that are horrible, but I don't want to really say them because they're very, very embarrassing to people. Very, very embarrassing. And they're really something, but you'll be seeing it and you will be reading about it. But just some taken at random. $2 million for sex change operations in Guatemala. $20 million for Sesame Street performances in Iraq. $20 million, that's a lot of money. You know, I know what it costs to do those things. You get a cast over for $50,000. Give them a couple of bucks tip. That's it, not 20 million. 20 million, that's Gone with the Wind on steroids. $101 million for 29 diversity, equity, and inclusion contracts at the Department of Education. Wow. And we've canceled all of these, saved all of this money. And again, this is just a small sample. This could go on. I could read them all day. $520 million for a consultant. I want to know who is that consultant? To do ESG, that's environmental, social, and governance investments in Africa. $25 million to promote biodiversity, conservation, and illicit livelihoods by developing socially responsible behavior in Colombia. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that even means. None of this stuff, everyone's trying to figure out what the hell does it all mean? $42 million for social and behavior changes in Uganda. 40 million's a lot of newspaper ads in Uganda. $70 million for research of evidence-based solutions for development challenges. $10 million for Mozambique medical male circumcision. What does that mean? $2.3 million for strengthening independent voices in Cambodia. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $486 million to the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening, including $22 million for inclusive, participatory political process in Moldova, and $21 million for voter turnout in India. What do we need to spend $21 million for voter turnout in India? Wow, $21 million. I guess they were trying to get somebody else elected. Wow, we ought to tell the Indian government, because when we hear that Russia spent about $2 in our country, it was a big deal, right? They took some internet ads for $2,000. This is a total breakthrough. $21 million for India elections, $29 million to strengthen the political landscape in Bangladesh, $20 million for fiscal federalism, and $19 million in addition to the $21 million for biodiversity conversion in Nepal, $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. We need voter confidence too when you read this list. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali, $2.5 million for inclusive democracies in South Africa, $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well. We don't need to give. Social cohesion in Mali, $2.5 million for inclusive democracies in South Africa, $47 million for improving learning.
Let's switch on to the other news that during the inauguration of the 98th Akhil Bharatiya Marathi Sahitya Sammelan in Delhi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighted the richness of Marathi literature, particularly its contributions to the Dalit literature and science fiction. Modi further acknowledged Maharashtra's historical role in Ayurveda, science and logical reasoning. Modi also emphasized the significance of Maharashtra and Mumbai in promoting the Marathi cinema alongside Hindi films. He mentioned the recently released movie Chava, which is currently making headlines.
ज्योतिबा फुले, सावित्रीबाई फुले, महर्षि कर्वे, बाबा साहब आंबेडकर, ऐसे कितने ही महान समाज सुधारकों ने मराठी भाषा में नए युग की सोच को सींचने का काम किया था। देश में मराठी भाषा ने बहुत समृद्ध दलित साहित्य भी हमें दिया है। अपने आधुनिक चिंतन के कारण मराठी साहित्य में विज्ञान कथाओं की भी रचनाएं हुई है। अतीत में भी आयुर्वेद, विज्ञान और तर्कशास्त्र में महाराष्ट्र के लोगों ने अद्भुत योगदान दिया है। इसी संस्कृति के कारण महाराष्ट्र ने हमेशा नए विचारों और प्रतिभाओं को भी आमंत्रित किया और महाराष्ट्र ने इतनी प्रगति की है। हमारी मुंबई महाराष्ट्र ही नहीं बल्कि पूरे देश की आर्थिक राजधानी बनकर उभरी है। और भाइयों बहनों, जब मुंबई का जिक्र आया है तो फिल्मों के बिना न साहित्य की बात पूरी होगी और न मुंबई की। ये महाराष्ट्र और मुंबई ही है जिसने मराठी फिल्मों के साथ साथ हिंदी सिनेमा को ये ऊंचाई दी है। और इन दिनों तो छावा की धूम मची हुई थी। संभाजी महाराज के शौर्य से इस रूप में परिचय शिवाजी सावंत के मराठी उपन्यास ने ही कराया है। साथियों, कवि केशव सूत का एक पद है, जूने जाऊं दया मरणा लागूनी जाळूनी किंवा परूनी टाका सड़त न एक्या ठाई ठाका यानी हम पुरानी सोच पर थमे नहीं रह सकते। मानवीय सभ्यता विचार और भाषा लगातार इवॉल्व होते रहते हैं। आज भारत दुनिया की सबसे प्राचीन जीवंत सभ्यताओं में से एक है। ज्योतिबा फुले, सावित्रीबाई फुले, महर्षि कर्वे, बाबा साहब आम्बेडकर, ऐसे कितने ही महान समाज सुधारकों ने मराठी भाषा में नए युग की सोच को सिंचने का काम किया था। देश में मराठी भाषा ने बहुत समृद्ध दलित साहित्य भी हमें दिया है। अपने आधुनिक चिंतन के कारण मराठी साहित्य में विज्ञान कथाओं की भी रचनाएं हुई है। अतीत में भी आयुर्वेद, विज्ञान और तर्क मराठी साहित्य में विज्ञान कथाओं।
Speaking at the G20 Foreign Ministers meeting in Johannesburg, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar highlighted the ongoing India-China engagement despite the past challenges. He noted that multilateral forums have facilitated dialogue and emphasized both nations' efforts to uphold G20's integrity amid global polarization. Dr. Jaishankar referenced key developments since November 2024 G20 summit in Rio, including visits by India's NSA and Foreign Secretary to China, focusing on broader peace and bilateral ties. He reaffirmed the importance of India-China cooperation within G20, SCO and BRICS, stressing the value of continued dialogue on regional and global issues.
Going through a difficult phase. We should also recognize that in a polarized global situation, our two countries have worked hard to preserve and protect the G20 as an institution. This in itself testifies to the importance of international cooperation. Since our last meeting in Rio during the G20 summit in November 2024, there have been some notable developments. Our NSA and Foreign Secretary have visited China, and there have been discussions about various aspects of our relationship. These have included management of peace and tranquility in the border areas, as well as other dimensions of our ties. I'm glad today to have a further exchange of views. India and China are members of the G20, SCO and BRICS. There are also regional and global issues of mutual interest, where an exchange of perspectives will be to our mutual benefit. I look forward to our conversation today. I'm very glad we could meet today on the sidelines of the G20 Foreign Ministers meeting in Johannesburg. Such gatherings have provided an opportunity.
Five people lost their lives and 9 others are injured. This is confirmed by ACP Police S. Channappa following the incident, and he said that 9 others have been admitted to the trauma center following an accident, and the victims were travelling from Bidar, Karnataka, when the incident has occurred in Gujarat. Following the incident, and he said that 9 others have been admitted.
जो गाड़ी है जिसमें 15 सवारी थे, तो ये एक ट्रक के साथ एक्सीडेंट हो गया है। तो उसमें 5 लोगों का डेथ हुआ है, बाकी 9 लोग को ट्रॉमा सेंटर में उपचार कराया जा रहा है। जो तक लोग ये कर्नाटक से आए थे, वो बीदर जिला है, और वहाँ उनके परिजनों से संपर्क हो गया है, और वहाँ का भी अधिकारी हमारे साथ संपर्क में है, और बाकी आगे की कार्रवाई हम लोग नियमानुसार। जो घायल हैं ये कहाँ से कहाँ आ रहे थे सर, कहाँ से कहाँ जाके लोगों का यहाँ जो ट्रॉमा सेंटर है इसमें इलाज कर क्या हालत है, क्या हालत, कहाँ से कहाँ तक जा रहे हैं, चल रहे हैं, डॉक्टर से लगातार तो ये एक ट्रक के साथ एक्सीडेंट हो गया है, तो उसमें 5 लोगों का डेथ हुआ है। बाकी 9 लोग को ट्रॉमा सेंटर में उपचार कराया जा रहा है। जो मृतक लोग ये कर्नाटक से आए थे, वो बीदर जिला और वहाँ उनके परिजनों से संपर्क हो गया है और वहाँ का भी अधिकारी हमारे साथ संपर्क में है और बाकी आगे की कार्रवाई हम लोग निर्माण।
Addressing the Kashi Tamil Sangamam 3.0 program, Union Minister and BJP National President JP Nadda highlighted Prime Minister Modi's efforts in bringing back Sengol and reinstalling it in the new Parliament building. He emphasized that this move reflects Modi's commitment to integrating the South into the national mainstream. Nadda also explained the significance of Sengol, stating that it symbolizes justice for all.
मोदी जी, आयुष्मान भारत प्रधानमंत्री जन आरोग्य योजना ABPM Jai was launched in 2018 with an objective of achieving universal health coverage. It is the world's largest health coverage and health assurance scheme, offering comprehensive secondary and tertiary care hospitalization benefits up to 500,000 per family annually. Recently, the scheme has extended to include all senior citizens of 70 years and above, irrespective of socioeconomic status. More than 610 million beneficiaries, that is about 40% of India's population, are covered under the scheme. More than 86 million hospital admissions worth 1.19 trillion rupees have been authorized under the scheme. In addition to these initiatives, we are focusing on primary and preventive health care through a huge network of more than 175,000 primary health centers, which we call as Ayushman Arogya Mandirs, and which is health and wellness centers, under the National Health Mission also. The Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, along with the services provided under National Health Mission, and other schemes of Government of India have led to the decline of out-of-pocket expenditure in total health expenditure from 64.2% to 39.4% in the last 10 years. In alignment with these policies and programs of the Government of India, Apollo Hospital has been at the forefront of providing patient safety, clinical excellence, and healthcare innovation. From leveraging technology for better outcomes to ensure quality-driven patient care, Apollo is showcasing what future of healthcare looks like. India is fast emerging as the healthcare destination for the world through Heal in India. We envision a future where patients from across the globe choose India not just cost-effective treatment, but for world-class solutions. With our skilled professionals, robust digital infrastructure, and a culture of care, we are poised to lead the global healthcare transformation. Platforms like international health dialogues fuel this movement, driving conversations, innovations, and partnerships that will define the next era of patient safety and healthcare delivery. Under the visionary leadership of our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, driving conversations, innovations, and partnerships that will define the next era of patient safety and healthcare.
Ahead of the highly anticipated India vs Pakistan Champions Trophy match on February 23rd, former Indian cricket captain Rahul Gandhi expressed confidence in India's dominance over the arch rivals. Speaking in Kolkata, he stated that between the two teams, India is clearly the stronger side. Ganguly's remarks reflect the team's consistent performances in recent years, as India has often outclassed Pakistan in major ICC tournaments. With India's strong batting lineup and balanced bowling attack, he emphasized that they have the edge going into the high-stakes encounter. His statement adds to the excitement surrounding the much-awaited clash, as fans eagerly anticipate another thrilling contest between the two cricketing giants.
अभी तो मैंने बताया India Pakistan, I think India is a better team, much better team. India is a much better team.
सर अब ये न्यू ब्रांड के साथ जुड़े आपको कैसा लगा?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और उनके लिए माय गुड विशेस, शुभकामनाएं उनके लिए कि आगे बढ़े। ये कंस्ट्रक्शन केमिकल है, एडेसिव है, ये हर जगह लगता है। तो जैसा मैंने कहा, मेरा इनके लिए बहुत शुभकामनाएं और मेरा पूरा सपोर्ट रहेगा इनके साथ कि ये ब्रांड आगे बढ़ता है।
दादा, आपका ये खबर आया एक्सीडेंट हुआ था, एक्चुअली क्या था ये?
मैं ठीक हूँ, कुछ नहीं हुआ है, मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ। किच्छु आई नहीं सामान्य गाड़ी एदिक ओदिक হয়েছে, नथिंग मच, नथिंग मेजर। अभी तो मैंने बताया। India Pakistan, I think India is a better team, much better team. India is a much better team.
सर अब ये न्यू ब्रांड के साथ जुड़े आपको कैसा लगा?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और उनके लिए माय गुड विशेस, शुभकामनाएं उनके लिए कि आगे बढ़े। ये कंस्ट्रक्शन केमिकल है, एडेसिव है, ये हर जगह लगता है। तो जैसा मैंने कहा, मेरा इनके लिए बहुत शुभकामनाएं और मेरा पूरा सपोर्ट रहेगा इनके साथ कि ये ब्रांड आगे बढ़ता है।
दादा, आपका ये खबर आया एक्सीडेंट हुआ था, एक्चुअली क्या था ये?
मैं ठीक हूँ, कुछ नहीं हुआ है, मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ। किच्छु आई नहीं सामान्य गाड़ी एदिक ओदिक হয়েছে, नथिंग मच, नथिंग मेजर। अभी तो मैंने बताया। India Pakistan, I think India is a better team, much better team. India is a much better team.
सर अब ये न्यू ब्रांड के साथ जुड़े आपको कैसा लगा?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और उनके लिए माय गुड विशेस, शुभकामनाएं उनके लिए कि आगे बढ़े। ये कंस्ट्रक्शन केमिकल है, एडेसिव है, ये हर जगह लगता है। तो जैसा मैंने कहा, मेरा इनके लिए बहुत शुभकामनाएं और मेरा पूरा सपोर्ट रहेगा।
Telangana Chief Minister Ravindra Reddy announced that Mahila Samakya members will receive 2 rags for a year along with necessary expenses. During his visit to Narayanpet district, he inaugurated the Mahila Samakya petrol bunk in Uppakakale and later interacted with women in face-to-face program. He stated that there are 60 lakh women and unions across the state and crores of rupees have been provided for their empowerment. The government aims to transform women's financial conditions significantly. To support this, arrangements have been made to sell women's handmade products at Shilpa Ramam.
దడులెన్ని జరిగిన గాని దడువలేదు రేవంతన్నా గంతకంతా ఎత్తుకు ఎదిగాడు అసలాటనేడే మొదలంటున్నాడు ముక్కనాడు పోలేదు ముక్కడయ్యి కొట్లాడాడు అందుకే పెద్ద
లోనే మహిళా సంఘాలకు డ్రెస్సులు రానట్టున్నాయి, డిజైన్ కూడా అయిపోయినాయి. సంవత్సరానికి 2 మంచి జతల చీరలు. ఏ సంఘం మీటింగ్ పోయినా మీరు ఆత్మగౌరవంతో ఒక మంచి డ్రెస్ కోడ్తోని మంచి క్వాలిటీ ఉన్న వాటిని ఇవాళ ప్రతి ఆడబిడ్డకు 2 చీరలు ఇవ్వాలి అని చెప్పి దాదాపుగా నాకు తెలిసి 67 లక్షల మందికి 1,30,00,000 పైగా చీరలు, ఒక్కొక్కరికి 2 జతల చీరలు సంవత్సరానికి ఇవ్వాలని మన ప్రభుత్వం నిర్ణయం తీసుకున్న. దాదాపుగా 1000 కోట్ల రూపాయలు మీ చీరల కోసమే ఈరోజు మా ఆడబిడ్డలకు మీ సోదరుడుగా ఈరోజు మీకు చీరలు కానుకగా ఇవ్వాలని సంఘంలో చేరిన సభ్యులకు ప్రతి సంవత్సరం 2 చీరలు ఇవ్వాలని ఇవాళ ప్రభుత్వం తీసుకున్నాం. వాటి కూడా చాలా నాణ్యతతోని గతంలో పోతే మన సద్దసేన్ కార్డును మన దగ్గర ఎక్కువ కదా పిట్టలు వాళ్ళకుండడానికి అవి తీసుకొని పోయి బెదురు కోసం కట్టేటోళ్ళు. అట్లా కాకుండా ఇవాళ మన సొంత ఆడబిడ్డ పండుగ పూట ఇంటికి వస్తే ఎట్లయితే మనం బట్టలు పెడతాం అంత నాణ్యతతో కూడుకున్న 2 జతల చీరలు సీతక్క నాయకత్వంలో ఈరోజు మీకు ఆ చీరలు కూడా ఇవ్వాలని మన ప్రభుత్వం నిర్ణయం తీసుకున్నది. ఇవన్నీ కూడా మీ ఆశీర్వాదం ఉండబట్టి మీరు అండగా నిలబడబట్టే ఇన్ని కార్యక్రమాలను మనం చేసుకుంటున్నాము. ఇవన్నీ భవిష్యత్తులో ఇంకో కొనసాగాలి అంటే మీరు సంపూర్ణంగా మద్దతు పలకాలి. ఏ కుటుంబం కూడా ఒకటే రోజు ఒకటే సంవత్సరంలో అన్ని సమస్యలు తీరవు. మనం ఇల్లు కట్టాలన్నా ఇంటి ముందర అలుక్కోవాలన్నా పండుగ చేసుకోవాలంటే కూడా ఇల్లు అలకంగానే పండుగ అవుతుంది అని పెద్దలు అన్నారు కదా. అట్లనే ఒక్కొక్కటి పరిష్కరించుకుంటూ వస్తున్నాం. మళ్ళీ చాలా రోజులకు మళ్ళీ మిమ్మల్ని ఒంటింటికే పరిమితం చేసిన పరిస్థితి నుంచి మళ్ళీ బయటకు వచ్చి మీరు మీ స్వయంగా మళ్ళా పనులు కార్యక్రమాలు తీసుకునే స్టేజ్కి ఈరోజు మనం వచ్చినాం. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇంకా వ్యాపారంలో వేగంగా ముందుకు పోవడానికి అవసరమైన ప్రణాళికలు చేస్తాం. నేను చీఫ్ సెక్రటరీ గారికి అదేవిధంగా దివ్య రాజేంద్రన్ గారికి కూడా నా సూచన ఒకటే, ఈరోజు మీరు రూరల్ అండ్ అర్బన్ రెండింటిని సపరేట్గా చూస్తున్నారు. రూరల్ అర్బన్ లేదు. తెలంగాణలో మహిళల ఒక్కటే. కార్పొరేషన్లో హైదరాబాద్లో ఉంటే ఒక రకము, లేకపోతే ఇవాళ నారాయణపేటలో ఉంటే ఇంకో రకం కాదు. మహిళలు అంటే తెలంగాణలో మహిళలందరూ ఒక్కటే. తొందరలోనే మహిళా సంఘాలకు డ్రెస్సులు రానట్టున్నాయి, డిజైన్ కూడా అయిపోయినాయి. సంవత్సరానికి 2 మంచి జతల చీరలు ఏ సంఘం మీటింగ్ పోయినా మీరు ఆత్మగౌరవంతో ఒక మంచి డ్రెస్ కోడ్తోని మంచి క్వాలిటీ ఉన్న వాటిని డిజైన్ కూడా అయిపోయినాయి. సంవత్సరానికి 2 మంచి జతల చీరలు.
The Telangana Electricity Artisans Convention JSC has demanded that artisans working in various departments of the electricity department be recognized as permanent employees. Speaking at the meeting at Bashir Bagh Press Club in Hyderabad, JSC Chairman Rahul stated that around 20,000 artisans, including JLM, sub-engineers, junior assistants and office subordinates, should be given commercial status.
కన్వర్షన్ వెంటనే చేయాలి. కన్వర్షన్ వెంటనే చేయాలి. సౌదాపు నిర్బంధాన్ని ఖండించండి. చేయాలి. ఆర్టిజన్స్ కన్వర్షన్ వెంటనే చేయాలి. ప్రతి విక్రమార్క గారు వెంటనే జేఏసీతో చర్చలు జరపాలి. ఆర్టిజన్స్ పై పోలీసు నిర్బంధం ఎత్తివేయాలి. కన్వర్షన్ వెంటనే చేయాలి. కన్వర్షన్ వెంటనే చేయాలి. సౌదాపు నిర్బంధాన్ని ఖండించండి. చేయాలి. ఆర్టిజన్స్ కన్వర్షన్ వెంటనే చేయాలి. ప్రతి విక్రమార్క గారు వెంటనే జేఏసీతో చర్చలు జరపాలి. ఆర్టిజన్స్ పై పోలీసు నిర్బంధం ఎత్తివేయాలి. కన్వర్షన్ వెంటనే చేయాలి. కన్వర్షన్ వెంటనే చేయాలి. సౌదాపు నిర్బంధాన్ని ఖండించండి. చేయాలి. ఆర్టిజన్స్ కన్వర్షన్ వెంటనే చేయాలి. ప్రతి విక్రమార్క గారు వెంటనే జేఏసీతో చర్చలు జరపాలి. ఆర్టిజన్స్ పై పోలీసు నిర్బంధం ఎత్తివేయాలి. కన్వర్షన్ వెంటనే చేయాలి. కన్వర్షన్ వెంటనే చేయాలి. సౌదాపు నిర్బంధాన్ని ఖండించండి. చేయాలి. ఆర్టిజన్స్ కన్వర్షన్ వెంటనే చేయాలి. ప్రతి విక్రమార్క గారు వెంటనే జేఏసీతో చర్చలు కార్యక్రమాన్ని ప్రభుత్వం
అందరినీ ఎక్కడికక్కడ అరెస్ట్ చేశారు. మా రాష్ట్ర నాయకత్వాన్ని అరెస్ట్ చేశారు. అందరిని అరెస్ట్ చేశారు. ఇంత నిర్బంధం అయితే ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ లో మేము ఎప్పుడూ చూడలే. మేము 30 ఏళ్ల నుంచి ఇక్కడ సర్వీస్ చేస్తున్నాం, కానీ ఇంత దారుణమైనటువంటి పరిస్థితి మాత్రం ఎప్పుడు లేదు. కొంతమంది అధికారులు కావాలని ఆర్టీసీల మీద కక్షతోటి వాళ్ళని మరి అతి ఉత్సాహంతో వాళ్ళు పనిచేసిన సంఘటనలు, మరి పోలీస్ స్టేషన్లకి లెటర్లు రాసి అక్కడ వాళ్ళందరినీ అరెస్ట్ చేయండి, వచ్చిన వాళ్ళని వచ్చినట్టుగా అరెస్ట్ చేయండి అని చెప్పి అన్ని లారీలు అన్ని కార్లు పెట్టి అందరిని అరెస్ట్ చేసి అన్ని పోలీస్ స్టేషన్లకు పంపడం. గారికి మొన్న కలిసినప్పుడు మీరు మేనేజ్మెంట్కి అలాగే ప్రభుత్వానికి కూడా ఒక రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఇవ్వండి, మేము పరిశీలించి మీ సమస్య పరిష్కరిస్తామన్నారు. మేము గతంలో కూడా ఇదే రిప్రజెంటేషన్లు ఇచ్చాము. అందరినీ ఎక్కడికక్కడ అరెస్ట్ చేశారు. మా రాష్ట్ర నాయకత్వాన్ని అరెస్ట్ చేశారు, అందరిని అరెస్ట్ చేశారు. ఇంత నిర్బంధం అయితే ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో మేము ఎప్పుడూ చూడలే. నేను 30 ఏళ్ల నుంచి ఇక్కడ సర్వీస్ చేస్తున్నాం, కానీ ఇంత దారుణమైనటువంటి పరిస్థితి మాత్రం ఎప్పుడు లేదు. కొంతమంది అధికారులు కావాలని ఆర్టీజీల మీద వాళ్ళని మరి అతి ఉత్సాహంతో వాళ్ళు పనిచేసిన సంఘటనలు.
Ministry of